that is going to look really good right there. So, hey everyone, we are back. We have another install video we're going to be doing for you guys. And for those of you that have been around for a while on this channel, we had the Ranger before, and we added a lot of LED lights to that unit. So we decided we're going to continue that theme and add a lot of LED lights to Project Blue Reaper. But this can work on any side-by-side, any UTV. If you want to add chase lights or anything like that, it's basically the same installation. Just depends on what unit you have and how you're going to hook it up to the battery. Okay? But what we ended up picking was a set of rigid chase lights. We got the amber, the blue, and a red. And then we picked up this little controller here. I think it's real cool. It's called a Feniex Mini 4200. And you guys can see each one of these buttons, except for this one, this is the power, is going to be for a function or a light. And I believe it's 3.5 amps per button. And then these two lights up here are going to be the wig-wag for the chase light. We picked this up, and I think how we're going to mount the lights, and these are real nice. You have just a regular chase light, you have the interior dome light, all right, and then this comes with a floodlight too. Also, it has two other functions. You can hook it up to the brake light or a turn signal. But I think just for this install right here, we're just going to be using the flood, the interior, and then the chase light itself. But it does come with 5 functions. And basically, we're going to mount it back here. And it comes with real nice brackets. And we'll have one here. And then we'll have one there. And then one there. And then we'll just run the wires down through there. And we'll do what we usually do, take out that seat. And then the controller, we're going to mount that. And it comes with this bracket right here, so we're going to use that bracket. And I believe we figured out we're going to probably mount it like right here. So it'll be like that. So then we'll be able to pick what button we want. And then we'll probably drill a little hole in there and feed the wire down through. And we'll put some wire loom on this, make it real nice and neat. And the cool thing about this is they send you these little indentations right here for each button. You can actually pick what you want it to say. On, off, blue, amber, white. I don't know if you guys can see, is it showing up on there? Kind of hard to focus on it. But anyways, these are like little stickers. And then whatever you decide, like this one would be floodlight, you know, for the rear. This one would be interior, okay? And then these top two would be, you know, the wig-wag for the chase light itself. And then, you know, you have 2 other buttons here. We're gonna probably add some more lights in the future. Maybe some rock lights, probably a grill light or something like that. And we'll go from there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all set up, and then we'll show you guys how to install this rigid chase light setup. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is, we figured out this is how we're gonna mount it. This is just gonna clip onto the bar. And we're going to put this piece on right here, and that's just going to go right inside there like that. And then I believe this is what, 7/64, and then this is an 8mm for the nut. And they give you 2 sizes depending on what size your bar is. So we want the longer bolts for this, for the clamp that goes onto the bar. But first we're going to screw this in here. And then we already put one on, but we wanted to show you how this goes, so that you guys know how. I mean, the instructions are pretty pretty good, but I always like to show it on video because you'd be surprised. I get a lot of questions. Some people need to see it instead of reading it. So, yeah, there you go. But it was pretty easy to install on a bar. We just had to figure how we were going to mount it up and where. Okay. So we got that part on. And then you guys can see you're going to put this onto the bar, and then you're going to put this in here like that. And then when you tighten the screws, this is going to tighten down onto that piece. So you're going to use the 2 long screws if you have a Can-Am. Okay, if you have a Polaris, it might be different. You might want to use the smaller screws, just depending on, you know, what size bar you have on your unit. But that's how we did it. Let me show you how it looks assembled so you guys can see it. And as you can see, we got the first one on. And basically it's a 2-man job. You're gonna need somebody to hold the one end of the screw. And then we're gonna probably run this wire like this. And then probably go down back through here. Like that. So we'll probably zip tie it up there like that. You can see right here. These are the wires right here. And each wire is for, you know, one of the functions. So like this probably for the floodlight. They give you instructions. This is probably hot. This is probably ground. And then these 4 right here are for whatever function we're going to hook up. Brake light, floodlight, dome light, whatever we're going to do. So I wanted to show you guys that before we get down in there so you can see it real good. But that's where that one's going to go. That's the blue light. And then we're going to put the other one. Right here. And then the other one over on the other side. And we'll go from there. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a little time lapse because this is, you know, a little bit boring. You're watching us mount this up and stuff like that. So we'll do a time lapse. We'll go ahead and show you how we're going to wire this up. got this installed right here. And as you guys can see, the wire is right here. And then we went ahead and put this sheath covering on it to make it look nice and neat. And then up here on the chase lights, you guys can see we got these all hooked up, wires ran, got it all nice zip tied, looking neat. And then once we put the roof on, I mean, these are black, so you're gonna barely see them anyways. And then we just ran it down that one right there, that pipe right there, and out the back. And then you can see we're just gonna run it right down through there, and we'll hook it up through there. And then we had to extend, so we put some more wire on there. I mean, we went a little overboard. We just wanted to make sure we had enough length so that when we feed it to that tunnel, we don't have to put any more splices in there or anything, but we just heat shrunk it. We used those butt connectors and just heat shrunk them. And did those for each chase light. And then again, we're going to use this pretty cool stuff here, sheath covering. This is 1 inch. So this is going to go, you know, cover the wires, keep them protected, and it makes it look better too. So we're going to put that on there. This is what we use for the heat shrink. So butane torch right there. And we got that all done. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to feed them wires down through here, I believe. I think we're going to come down through there, and then we're just going to hook up onto this line right here and then go straight over to the tunnel and then out the tunnel. And then once we get all the wires out of there, then we'll trim them, obviously, so that we don't have all this excess in there to size, and then we'll hook the wires up. All right, we got these wires fed through right here, and basically we're gonna, you know, trim them to where, you know, we're gonna hook these up, so we're gonna have to trim them again. But there's 2 wiring diagrams here, and you guys can see, I don't know, is that focusing? Shows you what the controller, which each wire is on the controller and what it does. Obviously the red's the battery, black is the ground. And then we get into our separate switches. And you can see button 1 is green, button 2 is white, blue, yellow, and so forth. And then the gray is button 6. So each wire here is for a button, except for the black and the red. The black and the red are going to go to the ground and to the battery, and then the rest of these wires are going to be for each button on this controller right here. Okay, and then the same thing on the rigid light. You guys can see each wire has a job or has a function. And of course, you know, black is the ground, and then all the rest of the wires, you have cargo light is green, reverse light is blue, so that's if you're going to hook it up to your lights. Brake light is white, and then tail light is red, and so forth. So we have to hook these wires up to here. So basically what I would do is, for the high power or the low power, we're not going to use all these wires. We're going to use obviously the ground, the black, but we're going to use the green because that's going to be for the cargo light, and then the strobe, we're obviously going to use that one, that's the yellow wire, and then the blue I think is going to be the floodlight, which would be the reverse light. And then the other wires, we'll just leave them taped off. And if we ever go to add a street legal turn signal kit on here, we'll be able to incorporate the brake light and the turn signals into those rigid lights, which is pretty cool. But for the purpose of this video is we're just going to go ahead and doing the chase lights, the reverse lights, the flood lights, and then the cargo lights for the interior. And I want to show them how we ran that so they can see how we hooked it up in the back there. You guys can kind of see how we ran those wires. Is that showing good? We just basically hooked it up to that one wire, and then we just ran it through the tunnel. Nice and clean look, away from the exhaust, and we should be good. So probably what we'll do next is we're going to figure out how we're going to wire these all up, and then we'll show you how they look. All right, we got this all wrapped up. Still got to put the panels in the seat, but we're going to wait on that. And we're just going to see if this light works. Should. What do you think, Mikey?
It worked.
All right, I don't think. All right, I'm just going to turn it on. Working?
Yeah.
Shut the lights off. Oh wow. There we go. And then it has different functions. Stay back there and I'll show them the different patterns that it does. I think it has like 10 different patterns you can use. You can see there's one, another one, there's another one, and there's like 10 of them. And come around, come over here, Mikey. And wait, let's show them the floods. Still back there? There's the reverse floods. You see how bright those are. Lights up the whole back of the garage there. And then we have the interior lights right here. See, we got 1, 2, and 3. So that's pretty cool. You're out riding at night, need to look at something or something falls or something like that. You got interior lights, you got reverse floodlights, and there you go. And then you can see the Feniex controllers right here. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is the pattern of the lights. So these two top buttons show the pattern. So I hit that button, now that's the pattern. And so on. Like I said, this is the flood, and then this is the interior lights. And so we have 2 switches left. We're probably going to put either siren or horn, and we'll probably put a grill light or rock lights. I'm not sure yet. And then when you want to shut them all off, you just hit this power button, and then you can see all the lights are back to like a light green. And then when you turn it on, they're dark green, so you know that they're on. But that's it. Let's go ahead and put them lights on. This is all the stuff that we use right here. I'll go ahead and put links in the description for all the connections and all the wires that we used. And you guys can go ahead and pick that up. Also, we'll go ahead and we'll label those buttons in there. They give you a whole bunch of stickies that you can put on the buttons so you can tell which one is what. So grill light, reverse light, interior lights, and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel and you like this kind of stuff, we appreciate it if you subscribe. That really helps us out. Also follow us on Instagram. We have a new Instagram account. So those of you that have been here for a while, make sure you go ahead and follow us on our new Instagram account. Please like, comment down below. And with that said, see you on our next one.